Hello, our grammar lesson for today is called models. What does it mean, models? Models are words like can, could, must, mustn't, may, might. We can say that models are like helping verbs. They help us to understand the meaning of the sentence. Okay? And remember that all of the models here that we're going to have for today are followed by the infinitive, okay? And the first two models that we're going to have are can and could. In the first sentence that we have here, when I say I can't speak English, what does it mean when I say I can't speak English? It means that this is something that I can do it at the present time. This is something that I can do it. Okay? So here, when I say I can't speak English, it means that this is something that I'm able to do it. I'm able to do it at the present time. At the present what? At the present time. What about the second sentence? When I say, can I go out with my friends? When you go to your father and you ask him that question. Here you're asking for your father's permission. You're asking for your father's permission. What does it mean, permission? It means that you're waiting for your father's answer to tell you, yes, you can go out with your friends, or sorry, you can go out with your friends. So I use can in order to speak about two things in the present time, ability and permission. Ability, it means that something I can or I can't do at the present time. And permission, when you're asking when you're asking for something, okay, also at the present time. And could is the same as can, but I use could in the past. I use could in the past. Here, he could ride a bike when he was 6 years old. It means that in the past, this person was able to do this, I'm not speaking about the present, I'm speaking about the past. I'm saying that this person in the past, he was able to ride a bike. Maybe now he can't ride a bike. And also, and now what about the second sentence? She asked her dad if she could go on a trip or go to the trip. What does it mean here? It means that this girl was asking for her father's permission maybe last week, maybe last month. So she was asking her father if she can or if she could go to the trip, okay? So here she was asking her dad to do something in the past and she was waiting for his permission, okay? So we use can and could in order to speak about ability and permission, but remember that can always comes to speak about the present time, but could always comes to speak about the past. What about the third model that we have here? Must. Okay, in this sentence, when I say you look sick, you must see a doctor. What does it mean that you must see a doctor here? You must see a doctor here, this is like something important, necessity. What does it mean, necessity? Necessity, it means that I use must in order to speak about something that is very important. You see, for example, your friend, and that friend looks very sick. So you told him you must see a doctor. It's very important to see a doctor, okay? So I use must to speak about necessity. Again, what does it mean, necessity? Necessity, it means something that is very important. What about the following sentence? When I say, it's a great movie, you must watch it. What does it mean here that you must watch it? What about if I don't want to watch it? Nothing is going to happen. But because here this movie is a great movie and is an amazing movie, your friend tells you, you must watch it. This is like a strong advice. A strong what? Advice. Because the movie is great. The movie is amazing. Okay? So we use must in order to give a strong advice and in order to speak necessity, something important. What about mustn't? When do we use mustn't? We use mustn't in order to speak about prohibition. What does it mean, prohibition? Prohibition, it means something that you are not allowed to do it. You are not allowed to do it. Something that you are forbidden to do it. If you're gonna do it, something there is a punishment that is going to happen. If I tell you you mustn't do something and you do it, a punishment will happen to you, or you will have a punishment. Okay? When I tell you you mustn't park your car here, there is a non-parking sign here, okay, and there is a police officer, and there is no parking or non-parking sign here, and you parked your car bad. What is going to happen to you? For example, you're going to pay fine. What does it mean? It means that the police officer is going to ask you to pay some money because you did something wrong. Or for example, they are going to take your car. Or for example, you're going to go to prison. So here, I use mustn't in order to speak about prohibition. What does it mean, prohibition? Prohibition, it means something that you can't do it. You can't what? Do it. And if you do it, okay, you will have a punishment. Okay, so we use mustn't to speak about prohibition. Prohibition, it means something that you are not allowed to do it, you can't do it, or something you are forbidden to do it. Also, it means that you can't do it. And then we have should and ought to. Okay, should and ought to. I use should and ought to, but remember it's ought to. You must have to. In order to give advice. In order to give what? Advice. In order to speak about advice. When I say you should eat healthy food, also I can say you ought to eat healthy food. I'm giving a piece of advice here. You ought to sleep enough time, or you should sleep enough time. Also, I'm giving advice. But remember, I use should and ought to give advice, but must to give a strong advice. The difference that in must, if I'm giving advice using must, you're gonna find something in the sentence that tells you it's not just a normal piece of advice, it's a very strong advice. Okay? But when I use should and ought to in order to give like a normal piece of advice. And then after this we have may and might. May and might. Number one, we use may in order to speak about possibility. Like when I say, for example, he's absent, he may be sick. He may be sick. What does it mean that he may be sick? It means that Ahmed didn't come to class, okay, and I'm saying that it's possible, maybe, okay, he's sick. So here I'm using may in order to say that it's possible that he's sick, okay, like I'm saying that it's like 70% he's sick. And also I use might in order to speak about possibility, but there is a difference when I use may and might in order to speak about possibility. Again, in the same sentence, when I say he is absent, he may be sick. He's absent, he might be sick. When I say he's absent, he may be sick, it means like it's possible that 70% Ahmed is sick. But when I say he's absent, he might be sick, it means that it's possible like 40% or 30% that Ahmed is sick. So here might is less possible than may. And also I use may in order to speak about something else other than possibility. In order to ask for something, but in a more polite way. Here, may I use your mobile phone please? And also I can say, can I use your mobile phone please? But there is a difference. May is more polite than can. You're asking for something, but in a more polite way. Like when you want to go to the bathroom, you can say, can I go to the toilet please? Or may I go to the toilet please? Which is more polite? May is more polite. And which is better to ask the teacher? Okay, may I go or can I go? So it's gonna be, may I go to the toilet please? It's more polite. So these are the models, but remember that after can, could, must, mustn't, should, ought to, may, might, all of them are followed by the infinitive, the verb without adding anything, without any additions, without s, without es, without ing, without ed, and so on. And now we're going to answer the questions that we have. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, my family and I dots travel to Aswan next winter. My family and I might travel or might be travel is gonna be, of course, the correct answer. That after might, here we have the infinitive, but here we have the verb, the main verb in the sentence. So it's gonna be my family and I might travel to Aswan next winter. It's possible, okay? I'm speaking about possibility. What about sentence number 2? Rana isn't in class today. She got sick. She might sick or she might be sick. She might be sick because after the model we must have the infinitive or a verb in the base form. What about sentence number 3? I dots at work tomorrow morning because I have a bad cold. Okay, it's gonna be I may be at work tomorrow morning because I have a bad cold. Does it make sense? Does it make sense like that? Or I may not be at work tomorrow morning because I have a bad cold. So of course the logical answer is gonna be I may not be at work. Of course, if you have a bad cold, you may not be at work. You can go at work actually. And then number 4, we dots have a grammar exam next week. Let's study. We may have or we may be have. Okay, so the answer is gonna be we may have a grammar exam next week. Number 5, there is no sound coming from the radio. It dots broken. Here broken, this is not the infinitive, so I'm gonna say there is no sound coming from the radio. It might be broken or it might broken. Of course it might broken is wrong, but it might be broken, this is the correct answer. And I dots late today because I may have some extra work today to do, I dots late today because I may have some extra work today. I may not or maybe. The more logical one, that you may be late because you have some extra work. And here we have in this sentence, many scientists think that there are dots live on other planets. That there may be life on other planets. And then number 8, this bag dots your bag. I can't see your name on it. Might be your bag or might not be your bag. Okay, might not be your bag. And then number 9, I don't know what kind of insect this is. It dots some kind of ant. It might be some kind of ant. I'm giving a possibility or I'm giving another option. Number 10, it dots rain later today, so I'm going to take my umbrella. It might or might not. So you're going to take your umbrella with you, so it might rain later today. And then the following question, we're gonna complete the sentences using can or can't. I dots go to work today because I'm sick. I can't go to work today because I'm sick. And then here does your uncle speak Spanish? Yes, he can. So it's gonna be can your uncle speak Spanish? Yes, he can. Number 3, No, my friend does drive, but he does ride a bike. No, my friend can't drive, but he can ride a bike. Number 4, we dots go to the beach today because it's raining. We can't go to the beach because it's raining. And then number 5, they come with us to the store. No, they dots. So it's gonna be, can they come with us to the store? No, they can't. Okay, I'm gonna highlight the answers now. Number 1, can't. Number 2, can. Number 3, can't. And then can. Number 4, can't. And then number 5, can and can't. And then number 6, Nada play the piano. She knows how to play it. Nada can play the piano. And then I already finished my break, so I got to go home now. So I can go home now. And then number 8, excuse me, where does I buy a bus ticket? So here, excuse me, where can I buy a bus ticket? And then number 9, you help me with my homework? So it's gonna be here, can you help with my homework? And then number 10, I'm sorry, but I don't believe what he said, he's not telling the truth. I can't believe what he said, he's not telling the truth. Or I can't believe what he said. So the correct answer, of course, is gonna be can't. And then moving to the following question, complete with must or mustn't. Complete with must or can't. Number 1, Tom's life does be easy. He earns little money in his job. Junior 6, you have to, if you're not sure of something or if you're not sure of the model, okay, use the 2 models and then read the sentences and see whether they make sense or not. Tom's life does be easy. He earns little money in his job. Must be easy and he earns little money in his job. How come? This is not logical. This is not correct. But the correct answer, of course, is going to be Tom's life can't be easy as he earns little money in his job, right? And then number 2, this book isn't mine. It does belong to one of your friends. This book isn't mine. It must or it can belong to one of your friends. It's not mine, so I'm sure that it must belong to one of your friends. And then number 3, the child has just eaten, so he does be hungry. He has just eaten, so he must be hungry, or he can't be hungry. Of course, is gonna be can't. And then number 4, your dad does smoke a lot because he coughs a lot. This is the meaning of the word cough. So your dad must smoke a lot or can't smoke a lot. Of course, your dad must smoke a lot because I can see that he coughs a lot. And then number 5, the food in the restaurant is very delicious. They don't have a good chef. They can't have a good chef, so how can the food be delicious? So I'm sure that they must have a good chef. And then the following one, Look, people are carrying umbrellas or umbrellas. Yes, here. Again, look, people are carrying umbrellas, so it does be raining. So it can be raining or it must be raining. Of course, it's gonna be it must be raining. And then the following one and the last one for this question. My car isn't starting. There does be something wrong with it. There, it's not working. The car is not working. So I'm gonna say there can be something wrong with it. So if there is nothing wrong with it, so why it's not working or why it's not starting? It's not starting because I'm sure, or there must be a problem with it. There must be something wrong with it. So must is gonna be the correct answer. And then rewrite using a model. This is the last question that we're gonna answer. Okay, number one, I'm sure that the dog isn't in the garden. I'm sure that the dog isn't in the garden. When I'm sure that something didn't happen or something isn't true, I'm gonna say that I'm sure that the dog can't be in the garden, right? So the answer, when I say I'm sure the dog isn't in the garden, I'm sure the dog isn't in the garden is gonna be can't be in the garden, can't be in the garden. Okay, so I'm sure the dog isn't in the garden is gonna be I'm sure that the dog can be in the garden. What about sentence number 2? When I say here, I'm sure, okay, here I'm sure, I was sure of something that didn't happen, but here I'm sure the children also don't like classical music. So here the correct answer for this question is gonna be, so here as we said that I'm sure that the children don't like classical music, here when I'm sure of something, okay, I'm gonna use sorry when I'm use of something that didn't happen or that something isn't true, I'm gonna use can. So here don't, I'm sure that don't, we're gonna say that children can like classical music. What about the following sentence? Here when I say perhaps your father is at the station, perhaps here it means maybe your father is at the station. So we're gonna say that your father may be at the station. What about the following sentence? I'm sure that John doesn't live in this town. I'm sure that John doesn't live in this town. When I'm sure of something that is not true, or that when I'm sure that something isn't true, I'm gonna say John can't live in this town. And the following one, I'm sure that everybody is at home now. When I'm sure of something, I'm gonna use must. So everybody must be at home now. And perhaps those aren't our rooms. Here, the answer is gonna be perhaps something is maybe, okay, but maybe it's not possible. So I'm gonna say may or may not. I'm gonna say may not. Those may not be our rooms. And the following one, perhaps Mr. Jack has a dog, as we said in the previous examples. Perhaps means that it's possible, that it's possible. So perhaps Mr. Jack has a dog. We're gonna say Mr. Jack may have a dog. And I'm not sure they are waiting for us. or I'm sure they are waiting for us is gonna be the answer. You're sure of something, so you're gonna use must. They must be waiting for us. And sentence number 9, okay, it's possible that he doesn't know where it is. And there is something possible, but you have not, so you're gonna use here, he may not know where it is. And it's possible that he practices too much, okay. The answer, of course, something that it's possible. Of course, you're gonna answer using may. You're gonna say he may practice too much. So when you have it's possible, when you have perhaps, you're gonna use may. Thank you. Now we're going to watch a video about the models.
A modal verb is a type of helping verb that is used to express ability, possibility, permission or obligation. Let's see a few examples. Can and could are used to show ability or lack of ability.
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Laura can't speak German. Can and could are also used to ask or give permission.
Excuse me, could I use your bathroom?
She is asking for permission to use the bathroom. Can and could are also used to make offers or requests.
Excuse me, could you help me?
The lady is making a request. Should is used to give advice.
I've a terrible headache.
You shouldn't have drunk so much wine last night.
I should take an aspirin.
Must is used to express necessity or obligation. Drivers must always stop at the red light. May is used to ask or give formal permission, request or assistance.
Hello, I am Bridget. How may I assist you?
Bridget works at the customer support of a company. She is talking to an unknown person, so she has to be professional and formal. Have to is used to express necessity or lack of necessity, or to persuade.
You have to try this dish. It's so delicious.
Aditi is trying to persuade her friend Albert to try her dish.